Okay, so welcome. I'll say that again for the recording. My name is Leanne Mallet. I'm the Registered Training Organisation Manager, or RTO Manager, for Meditech Training College. And this presentation today is going to give you your course induction for the course you've enrolled into and a course overview. I'm going to do a presentation, and if you have any questions, write them down and we'll address them at the end, or as we go. If they're urgent, Joel, I'll just wait for you to interrupt me or to let me know there's an urgent question. Otherwise, they can be all answered at the end of the presentation. Alternatively, Joel, you can type them into the chat box because I have my co-facilitator and your trainer assessor, Soibi, sitting in the wings. So if you want to type anything in the chat, Soibi will let me know and I can stop talking and answer your questions. So let's get started. We'll get started by doing our acknowledgement of country. Meditech Training College acknowledges the traditional owners of country throughout Australia. We pay our respects to elders past and present.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to start this presentation with a quote from Henry Ford. The only thing worse than training your employees and having them leave is not training them and having them stay. I don't know if you've heard of that one. It's quite an old one. But you've been, welcome to this wonderful opportunity to obtain a nationally recognised certificate in medication administration. Your employer, Columbia Aged Care, has enrolled you, and once you have your certificate, that certificate can be used as a credit towards any further studies and obviously will look good on your resume. So thank you to Columbia Aged Care for inviting us to deliver this training for your valued staff members, and congratulations everybody for stepping up to the challenge of completing a course. Course objectives. So you are enrolled in HLTHPS007 Administer and Monitor Medication. It's a nationally accredited certificate. You'll get what's called a statement of attainment. This unit applies to community services and healthcare workers with the relevant authority in their state or territory to administer medication and to monitor them as per the delegation from a relevant health professional. So over this course, we're going to be covering topics such as how to identify potentially risky situations before giving medication, how to prepare for medication administration, how to identify and prepare the client for administration of medication, how to actually administer the medication within your legal parameters, how to then monitor the client response to the medication you have administered, how to handle any medication contingencies, and how to complete appropriate documentation. So quite a lot of content to cover. So how are we going to cover it? Well, firstly, we're going to cover it with the wonderful assistance of your trainer, assessor, Soibi Warmate. Soibi, would you like to come in and say hello and introduce yourself to the class?
Hello everyone, my name is Soibi Warmate and I'm an RN. So medication is something that, is very important to me and it's something that I do in my daily work. I love medications. I love talking about medication. So I'm really glad Leanne chose me to help out with this unit. So as we go through the course, if you have any questions, which Leanne will talk about during the presentation, please let me know and I'm happy and willing to help. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Soibi. And Soibi, forgot to mention, she has extensive experience working in aged care homes. So that's really going to be helpful as she can relate to the job roles that you are working in and the pressures associated with that job roles as well. So thanks, Soibi. So just to begin, probably all of you have completed a certificate before, at least to a certificate 3. And if you do study in Australia, you have to do a language literacy and numeracy evaluation. Now, this is not a test because did you know over 40% of the Australian workforce require what's called LLN support? So as a college, we're mandated to ensure that you have completed at least a certificate 3. If you have completed a certificate 3, you don't need to do an LLN evaluation, but I do need to have a copy of that certificate 3 sent through to us. So if you have completed at least a certificate 3 or higher, please send me a copy of that via email. My email will be given at the end of the slides. If not, if I don't receive that, I will send you a link to do an LLN online evaluation. if you have to do it, it's not a test. Excuse me. It is definitely not a test. The results, excuse me, I'll just have a glass of water. Got a frog in my throat. Okay, it's definitely not a test. Okay, the results indicate to us how we might best support you. Okay, so if you think about it, some people have unidentified learning needs, ADHD or dyslexia, you know, English as a second language. It's not a test. It's just so that we can then identify ways to support you and to get you through your course successfully. So I look forward to either receiving your certificates or we'll send you the link for the quiz if you could please complete that for us. Okay, the course includes weekly virtual classes. So unlike today, the attendance at the virtual class, you will need to bring your own computer and you'll need to attend individually, not as a group like this. Okay, today's group class is the exception. Same time next week, we need you to bring your own device, be able to log in to the meeting. We'll send you Joel will send you the meeting link, or we can send you the meeting link for next week's meeting, and you can join it on your own device. So they will be held online and they're called virtual classes. You'll need to do e-learning modules. In our course, we also have a lot of video tips and tricks, and we also have recorded lectures. We have a product called Lotus Compassionate Care, which is actually a simulated business where you can get all your organisational documents from. And in addition to the weekly class, which will be held every Monday from 1:30 till 3, we also are holding a weekly drop-in assessment support session, and that's going to be on Thursdays, 1:30 to 3, and I'll explain about them further. And in addition to this, so attending the weekly classes, you can attend the weekly drop-in assessment support sessions, or if you're still needing support, in addition to these sessions, you can book a one-on-one trainer mentoring session with Soybe at a mutually suitable time. So rules of attendance: bring your own device. You can't be sharing with anybody else, okay? And attendance at the virtual class is compulsory. We ask that your cameras must be turned on, so please be camera ready. Put your lippy on, brush your hair, do what you've got to do to feel comfortable having your camera on. Use the chat box, so know how to use the chat box for communication. We ask that you remain muted until you're invited to speak, you know, and then you can unmute your mic for class participation. It's just due to all the background noise. We ask that you are on time and be prepared to engage with the trainer and students. Your engagement may be through the chat box. It may be through unmuting yourself and speaking via the mic. So we need you to pay full attention and avoid multitasking. We don't want you looking at another screen whilst you're attending the class. So if you could have your full attention, that's going to help you succeed. We ask you to turn off all notifications on your computer or device. So I've just had to put my phone on do not disturb, otherwise the calls would be coming through. You can reduce your notifications on your computer as well, and try to find a nice quiet place to participate. So if that's something you might want to speak to Joel about at the end of this session, or to your facility manager, just where you can all sit. Be a good idea if you had headsets as well. Obviously you all can't sit in the same room unless you've all got individual headsets. So that's something for consideration for attendance at these weekly sessions. The assessment support sessions, these are not compulsory. As I said, they're held Thursdays for an hour and a half, free format. It's just a drop in. I'm doing my assessment. I have a question. I know Soybe's going to be online at this time. I can just drop in and ask my question and leave. The duration is 90 minutes. You can stay for as short or as long as you want to stay. The sessions will not be recorded. And mainly Soybe will be there to offer support around the assessment questions or navigation or just anything to do with the course. Anything to do with the course content, I should say. Anything to do with course admin, such as the LLN or your enrolment or your links not working, you can contact me. Me or Soybe. Oh, Soybe or I should say. So then we also have one-on-one mentoring sessions, as I said. So these can be booked in addition to the virtual classes, in addition to the weekly assessment support sessions, and you must book these via email with your trainer. So these would be a duration of 15 to 20 minutes. They're online. The idea is to come prepared with your questions. Okay. You can book them anytime, Monday to Thursday, between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m, subject to SOIB's availability. So Joel, I'll just come in. Any questions so far? Or SOIB, any questions so far?
No, not yet. There's nothing in the chat box.
Okay. And Joel, anything from you guys?
You guys, any questions you may put forward to attending? The mentoring session, where do we get to book that one?
The mentoring session, we'll give you SOIB's email and you can send her an email.
Okay.
And then she can communicate with you as to your availability versus her availability and find a mutually suitable time. Okay, what about bringing your own device? Any questions about that? Or it's ideal to have a device no longer than 5 years old. Headsets, you know, you can use your iPad or your iPhone, but as long as you are in a quiet room by yourself, not sharing the computer with somebody else, because it's your individual activity and engagement that is required. Okay. So let's go to our assessments. With accredited training, the thing is you have to do assessments. Okay, they're not tests either with adult education. I'll go through that. But in order to achieve completion, you're going to, after you've gone through all the course content and, you know, as you've attended the virtual classes and completed e-learning, you'll then be ready to do your assessment, which includes 28 knowledge questions, 8 practical tasks. It sounds like a lot, but they're very individual. Like 8 practical tasks is really just like 8 individual questions, 6 case studies, all of that's done online. And then when you've done all of those, you will do a one-on-one role play or 10 role plays with SOIB, and that will be individual. Once everybody has done those 4 steps, the knowledge questions, the tasks, the case studies, and the role plays, then SOIB will come out to your workplace and do workplace demonstration of medication administration. And we hope to be working through all of this together and keeping everybody in sync with their progression. Now, the way it goes, knowledge questions is how we determine you show us what you know. Case studies allow you to apply theories to workplace problems, and demonstration is so that you can actually show that you can do what you need to do when it comes to medication administration. So we ask that you prepare for assessments. You do this by making sure you know what the requirements of the assessments are in advance. Identify your areas of weakness and your skills. Perhaps you know you're not a good reader. Perhaps you know you're not good at numeracy. So, you know, be prepared to identify those areas of weakness and seek support from your trainer if required. All the assessments are done online. However, you can download the learner assessment guide. I will show you where to find all of this. And you can print, you know, have your printed copy. Some people prefer to have a printed copy and they read through everything. So the learner assessment guide is the written version of all the online assessments that you will be doing. But all assessments must be completed online, not hard copy. We're a paperless training organisation. So as you're, you know, working through and preparing for your assessments, perhaps you're working through your material or working through the learner guide, develop questions to ask at the next virtual class. If you come across something you don't know, then that's the time to be asking it. So as you do your assessments, what happens is that you submit them online. Once you press submit, your trainer will get an email saying that you have submitted your assessment. And your trainer has 10 business days to grade those assessments. And the assessment process in vocational education and training is it's part of the learning loop, because what can happen is that you'll submit it, you think you've answered all the questions, but SOIB has to be very particular with your answers. They have to address every single part of the question. So if perhaps you've missed one part of the question, it will come back and it will say not satisfactory yet. But it will come back with very detailed feedback from SOIB as to why it's not yet satisfactory and what you need to do to fix that. Okay. And it might be that you've missed one part of the question. It might be that one, part of your answer needs to be expanded, or it could be that your answer was just incorrect and you need to go back to the learner guide and the course material to search for the answers. Soybe will let you know. If it's unclear as to what you need to do, that's when you would book a one-on-one, because you need to fully understand what is expected of you. So if you do get not yet satisfactory, don't worry, it's not a fail. There's no pass or fail in vocational education or training. It's competent or not yet competent. And so we are working towards competency, and this just explains you'll get not yet satisfactory, you'll then get explicit feedback, and you can do this 2 more times, so 3 times before eventually we say, that's not yet competent, and we have to go back to the beginning and enroll you again. But that's the purpose of attending the virtual classes, the purpose of attending the assessment support sessions on a Thursday, and also booking in your one-on-ones. We're here to help you so that there's, you're not feeling like you don't understand or you don't understand the requirements of the assessment. If in doubt, reach out. So where does all of this happen? This happens on our learning management system we call eSkilled. It's where your learning content resides. There's e-learning modules, there's the learner guide, there's the learner assessment guide I've talked about, there's videos, there's lectures, there's areas to message your trainer. This is where the trainer will provide feedback. So you'll press submit, the trainer will provide feedback. When the trainer provides feedback, they'll send it back to you and you'll get an email from the trainer with a link that you can just click on and will take you straight to the feedback. And so if at that point you don't understand why it's not finished or not satisfactory, you could book a one-on-one assessment support session with Soybe or attend the next Thursday's assessment support session. Okay, we did send you all an email with the LMS navigational video. We sent you emails with a lot of videos. Those videos are really important that you watch them. The LMS navigational video, it's really important you watch that before you log in, because it should explain to you how to use the system. But I'm going to demonstrate that now. So let me just bring that up. Any questions whilst I'm bringing up the LMS?
Any questions, guys? Negative, Leanne.
Negative. Okay, so far so good. So I'm still sharing my screen and you should be able to see the learning management system with Meditech Training College in the top left. Are we all looking at the same thing?
Yeah.
Great. So when you log in, you'll go up to my courses, and under my course, I have a lot of courses. You guys probably only will have the one tile. You should only have the one tile, and your tile will be this one. So you click on your course, it opens up the course. We have a menu on the left-hand side. You can close the menu, but I recommend you keep it open. Okay, there's a menu on this side. We don't really use this menu, but there is a menu on that side. But this is the main menu on the left-hand side. So it will take you, it's like a way to navigate. See, it's got its own scroll bar through all the different components of the course. So the menu bar is explaining what's in the main section here. Okay, it tells you there are 7 e-learning modules. It talks about Lotus Compassionate Care here. Now, Lotus Compassionate Care, if I open that up in a new tab, there's a navigational video here that you can watch to help you navigate Lotus. It also gives you, if you look here, your login details. Meditech login username is Meditech Learner, password Meditech @123. The link here will take you to Lotus Compassionate Care. When it opens up, you could just type in username and password and just click that little box, remember me. And then that way it remembers it next time you're there. So look, there is that video that explains how to use Lotus Compassionate Care. So I'm not going to go through it all, but this has all been set up essentially to help you answer your assessment questions. Okay, so the policies and procedures is an area that you will look at a lot because a lot of the answers are in here, and the navigational video here gives you some tips on how to find information in there in the policies and procedures for your assessment. I won't go through that in this meeting, but I do stress the importance of watching that video and understanding how to use that site. Okay. We've got the video. This was emailed to you. Welcome to VET, Vocational Education and Training. And if you haven't studied VET before, you might want to understand about this, not yet satisfactory, competent / not yet competent process. That explains that video for you. This is the 15-minute navigational video that we've emailed you. I urge you to watch it because it's going to give you some tips on how to navigate the system. Getting on top of that navigation of the system is crucial to your success. Okay, you need to feel confident moving around this course system. Underneath that, we've got our e-learning modules. There's 7 chapters. Okay, and when you log into those, they open up a new section, you click enter. This is all explained in the navigational video. The first time you load them, they do take a while to load the first time. But once you've loaded them, the graphics, your computer gets used to it and it will come up. See how it's still thinking about things there. Here, the content is loading. So you just start the course. Now, this content here, this is actually your learner guide, but in digital format. So the way that it works here is that you can, we want you, oh, that's going to start talking. Let me just stop her talking there for a minute. She's gone now. Right. So the e-learning modules are the digital representation of the learner guide. So when you come over here up the top, there must be a learner guide. Where have I hidden it?
Leanne?
Yes, darling.
Can I please interrupt you for a moment?
There it is. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so we have a student, Jacilia. She's trying to enter this meeting, but it says that someone needs to let her in.
Oh, it's yours. Okay, let me just check.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
That's all right. I just don't have. She should have.
I didn't get any notification.
Yeah, there's no notification there. Let's just make sure she's got the right link. What's her? Do you know her email address? I'll invite her.
I've sent the link that we used to log in for this session.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening there.
Hi, Joel. I've been joining in, but I can't get through. It says here someone should let me. Thank you.
No, there's nothing here to indicate that. So
right.
She might have to watch the recording. Let me just see. I'll put the link in the chat. Maybe Sophie, can you just get the meeting link and put it in the chat for Joel for me?
Thanks. Please.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you. See if that will help. Okay. Okay, so the learner guide is here. So you can click on that and download that. When that downloads, that will go to your, see how it's going to download? It goes to your local folder. So you can print that out. That is a digital representation of the e-learning. Okay, so again, if you prefer to have a printed copy, you can have a printed copy, but we still need you to do the e-learning for us. The e-learning, it's all online. It's you read the content, press next, read the activity, click on some boxes, typical e-learning. And at the end of each chapter, there's a very brief quiz that we ask you to complete, and that's just to confirm your understanding of that topic. After all the e-learning modules, there's areas, additional research and other resources. That's just where we send you some additional web links that you can do your research in. And I should reiterate, the answers to your assessment questions are in the learner guide, they're in the e-learning modules, and they're in Lotus Compassionate Care. Okay.
There's no mic.
Leanne, for some reason we can't hear you. Can you try speaking again?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, how much did you miss?
Just a few seconds.
Oh, just a few seconds. Okay, that's interesting. All right. See, technology is wonderful when it works, right? So, print your learner guide. That's where the answers are. I hope you got that. The answers are in your learner guide. Your answers are in your e-learning modules, and your answers are in Lotus Compassionate Care. The other thing we've done to help you is that we have put some videos in here. So when it comes time to do your knowledge questions, you can watch this little video that will give you tips on how to complete your knowledge questions. Okay, and each section has these video tips. So before you do each section, watch the video tips because it's going to make it easier doing the assessment. We do ask that you turn your camera on. You're unable to complete any assessments unless your camera is on, so you need to work out how to do that on your device. And that's for authenticity. We've got to make sure that you're not asking, you know, the neighbour to do your assessment. So you must turn your camera on. So that's navigating it. There's all the assessment knowledge questions. There's all the practical tasks. There's videos for each of everything. There's case studies. And when everybody gets up to case study 6, that's when you book in your one-on-one, the workplace assessment preliminary task. And that's when you stop there. Okay. And we have to have all students completed up to this stage before Soybe will visit the workplace to complete all of these workplace assessment tasks. Okay, so I think that's it for the navigation. As I said, the videos that we've sent you, crucial, please watch them because they will go into more detail of what I've just explained. Just some study tips. If you haven't studied for a while, you know, time management is key. The latest thing is studying in 25-minute blocks. So if you're getting a bit older like I am, you'll know that your brain turns off after a little while. You need to go and have that cup of tea, go and get that fresh air and just study in your 25-minute blocks. You need to set your schedule, you know, what days. This is going to require you to do work outside of work hours. Soybe is going to have a lot of call to actions or action items for you to do each week as homework. So it's a good idea, just build your own study schedule, work out what hours each week that you are going to commit to doing that homework, all right? And find a nice quiet place. Connect with fellow students. It's a good idea to, you know, if you don't understand one part of the course, talk about it with your colleagues in the tea room, you know, share your concerns or frustrations with each other because somebody else might have the answer, and always reach out to your trainer and assessor. Make sure you prepare for your assessments. We're just creating that goal. Each week I'm going to spend, and we think that this is going to need probably 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours of your own time to as well as attending classes. That includes attending classes to complete this course. So create a goal each week, you know, start studying as soon as possible. Don't put it off. Stop, you know, don't procrastinate. It's got to get done. We have to move forward collectively. So we can't no person, no student left behind. We have to help each other to stay on track each week. So find that comfortable environment. And at the end of each week, when you've achieved your goals, reward yourself. Maybe go and have that chocolate bar or go and get that massage or whatever it is that you deserve. Hey, Fritz, I'll send you some Mars bars. I'll send you some Mars bars. So that's enough of me talking. Any questions?
Any questions? No such thing as a silly question. 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to nominate someone here.
Nothing. Well, that's okay, because if if you think of something, I'll show you how to contact us. But what you need to do next, from between now and next Monday, we need you to read all the emails we've sent you. We need you to be able to log into the LMS successfully. We need you to find your course, open up your course, save the web page for the LMS under your favourites bar so you find it easily next week. Whenever you can, save your password so you don't have to think about it. So get all of that set up so that you can easily access the course. We want you to watch the navigational video, watch the Lotus Compassionate Care video, and watch the Welcome to Vet videos I showed you. They're in the course. They're also in the emails. Just get ready for learning. Okay, set yourself up for success. We want you to visit the Lotus Compassionate Care site. Log in, save the password, save the web page under your favourites bar. Download the copy of the trainer schedule. We're going to email you the training schedule. And we ask between now and next week that you, having done all of that, complete e-learning chapter 1. Okay. And then there is also something called the candidate declaration in the LMS. We need you to complete that. And I didn't show it, but that is here. Basically, if you don't complete the declaration, which is essentially you telling the college, which I can't show you what it says, but there's a whole lot of things there that you're declaring that you're not cheating, all the work will be yours, you won't plagiarize, Soybe's marking all the work, so, you're not copying each other's work, and you're just going to sign that you agree to all of that. Once you do that, then the rest of the assessments will become available. Until you've done that, nothing will be available. Okay, so that is then on your to-do list. So I'll just bring that back up, so that's the last thing to do. How to contact Soybe. There's her contact details. If you'd like to write those down by phone or by email, Monday to Thursdays. And there's my contact details, Monday to Fridays. We got that there written down. I'll bring that back up. Sorry.
Maybe just take a photo. It's easier that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Take a photo. Okay, so before I sign off, Soybe, is there anything you'd like to share with the group or anything you'd like to add to that?
Not really. It's just that the rules of attendance, like you've discussed already, just being prepared, getting ready. It's not difficult to do, but it requires you to put in some work. So I'd like everyone to get that should be your mindset. And my job actually is to help you finish the course. So I might not be too hard on you, but I'll also try and remind you that this needs to be done for you, for yourself, for work as well. So that's where I'm going to come from. But yeah, I'll see you all next week, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Soybe. And have we thought of any questions, any concerns, anything you're worried about?
The whole course.
The whole course, the whole thing.
The whole course.
Sorry?
Schedule are all we're all work.
Wow.
I'm working at the
Yeah.
time, so
A few of us are gonna be working on that day, morning shift mostly. Some of us are gonna be doing afternoon, so it's really managing is that time the course. But yeah.
But we can like talk to Elizabeth about it,
Yeah.
about it as well, in terms of coverage. So yeah, don't stress too much about that because it is compulsory, mandatory from a
Yeah.
Columbia Edge Care point of view.
so probably they will allow us to use our hour of work to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah, and,
Because
and
Monday-
this is paid training, so
Monday and Thursdays, I'm working at that time, so.
yeah. So every Monday there's a weekly session in here.
Mhm.
For the duration of the course. And as Leanne mentioned, you will get that one-on-one support as well and drop-in sessions as well. But these one-on-one sessions are quite important to get you going, kickstart, because we can get all this additional support from Meditech as well. Because you obviously need to do your own assessments in your own time, but these sessions are important. Yeah, but at least the facility manager knows it's a compulsory mandatory, so she's happy to support you guys, whether you're working or not.
Just a quick question for you, Joe,
Yeah.
because we are not all complete here. Not all of us are. There's a few medication assist that are not here. Yeah. Are they gonna have another training for them?
Yeah, so I've sent them the link,
Mm-hmm.
so whether they join online like Josilia is doing as well. But once again, as Soybe mentioned, like just gotta help each other get through this course. Yeah, so like we have a list of staff, and they were sent the details of the course.
Okay.
How many are missing, you reckon?
At the moment, I think we have 5 more.
Yeah. Okay.
I think 5 more.
Yeah.
5 more in medication assist that is not here.
Yeah. Well, I just got the list.
I think 5 more.
Yeah.
Naveen is not here.
No, Naveen, I've sent her the link.
Naveen,
And Jacilia as well. So.
Sweta, Rita,